Christmas and happy holidays.
Thank you.
Thank
Um,
you.
You know, I guess we're only going to be together, what, this early meeting this month, or do we have a workshop?
Even with the meeting next week.
Okay, but it's a workshop.
Workshop, yeah.
So anyway, I wish you all the very happiest of holidays. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear
I
me
wish you,
now?
I wish you all the very happiest of holidays. I really do. As many of you know, I attended the National League of Cities conference in Austin, Texas here a couple of weeks ago. And my intention is to sit down with the city manager, which I haven't done because of the holidays, but I want to sit down with the city manager, review some of the things that I experienced, some of the ideas that I was exposed to, not the least of which was a very lengthy meeting with the Economic Development Coordinator for the city of Austin. So when I had the opportunity to sit with the city manager, I may be willing to come back in January and give him a brief summary of some of the things that he and I discussed. And that's really all I have.
Commissioner McBoyd?
Thank you. I had a couple things around the city that had some exposure to or involvement with. First, I'd like to thank PBSO, particularly Joel Morgenstern and Captain Silva, and I believe 3 deputies. I had been made aware a while back of a building not far from a school on the south side of town that was mostly boarded and noticed by the city, but had a front door wide open. And that concern had been raised a number of times, and I happened to be at a neighborhood association meeting with PBSO, had representatives there for their monthly report. And I mentioned it to them. I was asking them to come with me I was gonna go have a look at it again, and they said, don't bother looking at it, we'll take care of it. And they did the next morning. It was boarded up, and I was very pleased with that. I'm very grateful. I think probably all of us in the community don't think that that's really what PBSO should be doing. I'm concerned that although we've passed a lot of ordinances and seem to have the tools in place, we still seem to be a bit behind on getting some of the boarding up. And the city manager and I have talked about it, and I think we'll all be in support of keeping that moving forward. A while back, I don't know, in the last few weeks, somewhere or other, there was some tension back and forth between, I guess, the Guatemala Maya Center and PBSO. And that's something that I've tried to do my best to try to at least enhance communications. I'm not done with that process, but at least enhance communications. I've followed very closely the happenings in Ferguson, Missouri over the last stretch. And while I think we are very lucky to have much calmer and much more positive situations here, I think there are things that we can learn from as far as how to keep a positive interaction and as much communication as possible. So if I'm in a position to help with that, I want to do that. I was concerned that in relation to that tension back and forth, there was an article that was published in the Lake Worth Herald that really was something that bothered me and a lot of other people very much. It just was below the standards that we have in this community of tolerance and acceptance and diversity. And I just want to make it very clear that was an article that I was embarrassed that was published in our city. On another note, in terms of community activities, I was lucky enough to be invited to an evening concert and event at one of the Haitian churches that also had PBSO involvement, arising out of a concern in the Haitian community that there's a potential for increasing gang violence. And I know that PBSO is very active in working with elementary school kids to try to build a rapport and work with the students. I think that's a great program. The Haitian community is concerned to try and reach out to a little bit older group and try to set up something. So I've been meeting with them regularly for a while. I don't know that they're interested primarily in an after-school program to help provide positive directions and things for middle school on up. I don't know that that's something that the city has any resources or ability to help, but I think anything that improves what's happening in that community, helps all of us in the community. They're very aware of their graduation rates are much lower than they should be from high school, and that does not put us as a community in a good situation. So anything that we can do to help with that would be good. I've told them that I don't look to the city for a lot, because I don't think we have the resources, but we'd like to try and support it. At least, you know, maybe there are things that we can keep in mind as far as buildings that are in our surplus list. Maybe we can house some things, I don't know. Don't know the details, but I think it's something that is of concern in that community. They're trying to be proactive and reaching out for help too.
Commissioner Russo?
A lot going on. Again, we only have a workshop prior to, so I want to say a very Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah to our Jewish friends. We've got a lot of events going on in the city. Please visit the website and look for the flyers. We've got something going on in the plaza almost every weekend between now and the holidays, and I encourage everyone to come out and visit. I too attended the National League of Cities Conference. I've already met with quite a few staff. It was very much like the city of Lake Worth. Their slogan is "Keep Austin Weird," and I said, you know, it's very weird, like the city of Lake Worth. I want to steal their thing, but then thank them on the bottom. And I'll be doing updates on Friday for the community that wants to listen in on the website. And again, I'll continue to meet with staff and update them. Just a lot of good ideas that other people are doing that we can implement in the city of Lake Worth.
Thank you, Commissioner Zerdy?
Thank you, Mayor. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to go with you guys on that trip, but I know that those are quite valuable for folks here at the city to go to and learn what a lot of other cities are doing. So I'm looking forward to hearing some more back from both Commissioner Amoroso and Vice Mayor Maxwell. That's still on the same thing of sort of intercommunication. We do learn a lot when I go to our different neighborhood association meetings, and I was at the one last night for South Palm Park, which is very active. There was 20+ people there. So, I mean the Jewel, downtown Jewel. And we had a presentation from Mary about neighborhood watch, and I thought there was good reception for that. I hope that you continue to do that, Mary, and that we get the same reception as you go and continue to seed the rest of the neighborhoods. And I think it's a valuable program there that you set out and set the precedent for, create a template, which is great. So I applaud the effort on that. I also wanted to let folks know that we were together as a commission, which supported our city from supporting the county to stay in the Treasure Coast Regional Planning Council, which I'm a member of, appointed to. And this afternoon morning session, they voted on it again and kind of turned back around what they said earlier and voted to stay in the Treasure Coast Regional Planning Council, which was a terrific move. So I'm happy about that, because out of the 38 municipalities, well over 30 of them had similar resolutions of support. So I think that's a terrific thing. There's a lot of information that comes out of that effort in planning and assistance, and we're going to be looking to exercise our options to get with them and help us as a city again to continue to do planning. And you saw the awards that we got tonight. So some of that was with some of that interaction from that group. So, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and all that too. I think we'll be back again, but I hope I'll see a lot of folks downtown.
Okay, MPO meeting is coming up this Monday, the switch of dates, and it's going to be out of the government center out west, not in downtown. So I'll be arriving. I just got my packet for that, so I'll fill you in after that. I wanted to just bring up a couple of things. We talked, all of us, a while back, and Pam, you sent out some information, or at least gave me the information, but we set into our meeting rules certain things within our rules that basically help move things along. If you recall, I don't know if you can remember back to the day when we used to go to 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning? Okay, yeah. So we started to implement some things back then, and really when certain discussions on one agenda item got to a certain point, It was supposed to be set to workshop as opposed to sit there for 2 hours and debate that one issue. Well, we're kind of slipping and sliding, and I know that, you know, I try to be broad on that, but the other thing involved taking one pass at it. You know, when you get here, you want it, you don't want it, whatever you want is fine. But you get one pass on it, and you get one rebuttal, and that's it. We're not gonna go back and forth, and that's set into our rules and regulations per Pam. So if you will please forward those instructions to everyone just as we reach the new year. I want us to get a little bit tighter on those issues, because going back and forth really creates a divisive frontier with you going back amongst each other rather than sticking with the agenda item. Say why you're for or against it, one rebuttal on that issue, and it's done. We're not gonna go back and forth 10 times and go back and forth. It makes, it doesn't get business accomplished. In addition to that, I wanna remind everybody that your homework on your issues should be done prior to the meetings. So when you come in here, you're ready to make a decision, you're ready to talk about what you're for or against it, and we vote on it. This is a business meeting, as well as an informational meeting. We have our presentations. Once we learn about those presentations, and we get further information, then we move forward on it. But it's been getting just a little loosey-goosey, and I'm not trying to be a taskmaster, but I'm trying to be a taskmaster. We created these for a reason, and I just want to make sure that we start in the new year fresh and new, and that if Pam could please share that information with all the commissioners to remember what we put into place, why we did, and look at how it changed things for the better in regards to the meetings. I know sometimes I seem like, you know, it's a tough job to keep things in line, and I want to give you all the best opportunities to speak out and give your opinions on things. And but if you could plan ahead and be prepared for that, it'll be a lot easier. We'll be able to discuss it much better. And if we need to move it to workshops, then we start moving it to workshops, okay, rather than slow the pace of moving things forward or backwards. All right.